Please adhere to YouTube's selected guidelines before viewing the content of this video. I do not encourage or condone any products, actions, or behaviors shown in this video. All videos are produced in a safe, professional, and controlled environment. Please do not attempt to replicate any actions performed during the video. All actions are performed by professionals.
Alright, so today I'm going to be drinking WhistlinDiesel's alcohol brand for the first time, which is known as Alcolo and which was first introduced in 2024 as a collaboration between the car and anger management YouTuber WhistlinDiesel and NOCA, an alcohol company that was first founded in 2019 that has a focus on non-carbonated alcoholic beverages. Alcolo is a premium alcoholic beverage, not a beer, not a hard seltzer. It is marketed as simply being a premium alcoholic beverage, whatever that means. I don't really know what that means in all honesty. But what I do know is that Alcolo has no carbonation. It's also naturally flavored, naturally sweetened, is gluten-free, and is made with a base of fermented sugar. On top of all that, Alcolo also has an ABV of 8%, making it a bit stronger than not. However, it is also a bit more expensive than not as well, as this 8-pack of Alcolo, which contains 8 12 fluid ounce cans, cost me $20.39, which means that every can in this pack cost me over $2, around about $2.40 to be precise. That means Alcolo is a bit more expensive than not. And due to the fact that I have heard some mixed opinions about Alcolo online, I'm not sure if Alcolo is really going to be worth the price or not. I hope it's going to be, of course, especially as somebody who enjoys WhistlinDiesel's content, but I'm not sure if it's actually going to be. Nonetheless, I am very excited to find out just how good or just how bad Alcolo is for the first time today, and I'm very excited to let y'all know just what I think of Alcolo, well, after this one experience at least, as well. But I do think before I go ahead and get one of the cans inside this pack all opened up, and before I go ahead and actually get to drinking, I first off should probably cover the packaging of, well, this case, now shouldn't I? Which frankly put, I think looks really dang good. And that is due to the fact that I personally think this packaging was somewhat inspired by Marlboro. Frankly put, we can see there is a V going down just like that. And what's on the front of Marlboro packs? A ribbon, a V going down just like this. I really do think Alcolo packaging is inspired by Marlboro packaging, and that line of thinking was backed up even further by some of the marketing that Alcolo has in place, which is definitely trying to make you think of it as a more Wild West or cowboy type of beverage than not, I definitely have to say. And of course, that's how Marlboro markets themselves as well, so I definitely do think that this packaging was inspired by Marlboro, and overall, I gotta admit, I think this packaging looks fantastic. It really is good packaging if you ask me. We can see there are some mountains on the very front of the case with a sort of red going up and down, just like that. Another little mountain over there and over there, just kind of in the background. Nice sort of silvery gray sort of sky, I'd have to say, with a white background for the front mountain itself. In black, it just says Alcolo right there, and then under that, it just says premium alcohol right there as well. At the very top, we get a red line that just says no carbonation, and then there's some text up there as well that just says gluten-free, naturally sweetened, naturally flavored, added electrolytes. So if this stuff doesn't taste like Brondo, I'm not going to be happy. This stuff had better taste like an alcoholic version of Brondo. That's what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? Frankly put, I think this side of the packaging looks great. I really do think it looks super good. and I'm a fan of it. And I think the packaging definitely does do a good job of not only looking good and looking distinct on the shelf, but I also think it does a good job of telling you all of the necessary information and advertising points of Alcolo as a brand while looking good as well. Moving on to the back of the packaging, we can see it's exactly the same as the side I just showed y'all. Really no differences at all. Moving on to this side, we can see it's basically just a miniaturized version of the two sides I just showed y'all. Same on this side as well. Pretty much the exact same information once again, and pretty much the exact same information once again on the top as well. It's pretty much just the same design replicated over and over and over again. Although one thing to mention is that on this side we do get a production date for this case. The bottom has another miniaturized sort of area right there with all of the same information we saw previously, but we can also see the nutrition facts as well. I'm going to go ahead and show those to y'all up close and personal if you guys want to pause the video and read over them yourselves. Frankly put, I think it looks really solid. I think the packaging for the Alcolo pack I have right here looks really good, and I'm expecting the cans to look really good as well. Without further ado, I do think I want to go ahead and grab myself a little bit of a screenshot for the thumbnail of this video real quick, just so I can make sure I have a good thumbnail and everything like that. So let's go ahead and see if I can grab me a screenshot real quick. Man, the lighting right now is great. I'm not gonna lie. I'm loving this lighting. Well, hopefully one of those will do as a screenshot for the thumbnail of this video. I think one of those should do. We will find out, you know what I'm saying? We will find out. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get this pack all opened up. There's a little bit of a tab right here that you can grab, or push in. Maybe not, but it's got like some perforation and stuff like that kind of thing, so it's supposed to break easily. Oh, there we go. All right. And then there's also this rip tab on this side as well, so you can just get it open just like that. It's really easily, although I did just break the case just a little bit. We're just gonna ignore that I just did that, and we're gonna put that right there just so y'all can see what the can looks like real quick. But let's go ahead and now take a look at what the cans themselves actually look like. And just taking a look at one of these cans in person for the first time, you know, it's a more simple design than not. Definitely a little bit more simple than the Alcolo pack itself, in my opinion, but it's overall a very solid look. Once again, has the sort of Marlboro-esque look, if you ask me, with the sort of V going up and down just right there. If you ask me what this is inspired by, I would just say Marlboro without a doubt, frankly put. Overall, you know, pretty solid. We get a red ribbon at the very top up there. Below that, there's a sort of shiny gray or silver that's just kind of like raw aluminum, I'd have to say. Under that, we get some red right there with some black drop shadow, emphasizing it, with a little bit of silver as well, emphasizing the black and the red just a little bit more. Under that, it goes to a white background with the Alcolo logo itself being in black on that white background. And the Alcolo logo itself looks pretty nice. Not insanely stylized by any means, but looks solid nonetheless. And I gotta admit, does have a slightly Marlboro-esque font to it. I won't deny that. Under that, it just says premium alcohol in black. And then under that, it just says 8% alcohol per volume, 160 calories with a black line in between those two sort of things. And then under that, in silver, it just says 12 fluid ounces, 355 milliliters, premium alcoholic beverage with natural flavors. Then under that, we get another red ribbon right there, and it just says elevate the experience. And then it just has a white line going around from there, and that goes all the way around the can until the back, where it gets interrupted by some more text that just says elevate the experience once again. And yeah, nothing really too much going on with this can. Honestly, the can is about the same size as like a 12 fluid ounce Red Bull, if you ask me. And it definitely, I wouldn't say looks like an energy drink. It definitely looks more like a can of alcohol to me than not. But holding it in my hand, it definitely has more of a feeling of an energy drink than a beer or something like that kind of thing. The sizing of this can is a bit odd. I do wonder why they decided to go for a taller can when it's not a tall boy, rather than the classic beer can, maybe to distinguish themselves more so than not for single sale in stores and stuff like that, or maybe to compete less with beer and more with something like, let's say, White Claw that has a similar size for its cans. I'm not exactly sure, but interesting choice nonetheless. Overall, I gotta admit, I think the pack itself has a fantastic look to it. Overall, I gotta admit, I think the can has a great look to it as well. I really do think the can looks quite good. Not quite as good as the pack itself, but still pretty solid nonetheless. It just kind of feels like it's missing something to me personally, but overall, still very Marlboro-esque and still a very solid look in my personal opinion. I do suppose without further ado, there's really only one more thing left for me to do, and that is to actually get this can right here all opened up, and it's time for me to go ahead and actually try Alcolo for the first time and find out just how Alcolo really is, and to find out if WhistlinDiesel's brand of alcohol is actually any good. Yeah. Without further ado, I think it's time for me to go ahead and get this can all opened up. Yes, sir, you know what I'm saying. Let's go ahead and just take a look at the inside. Taking a look at the inside, it's pretty clear. Maybe a little bit yellowy. Smell-wise, I'm getting a sweeter than not, sort of slightly lemon-ish smell. Kind of smells like, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of smells like Red Bull. I'm not really getting any sort of alcohol on the nose. Yeah, wow, it really does smell like Red Bull, frankly put, and looks-wise, it kind of looks like Red Bull as well, just without the carbonation. It smells pretty solid. Without further ado, let's go and take a sip and find out how this stuff is, and let's start getting a buzz. This is 8%. I'm hoping to get a buzz. Right off the bat, the lack of carbonation is really odd. I really think this would be better with carbonation, in all honesty. And, frankly put, it tastes like it smells. It kind of tastes like flat Red Bull, just with no carbonation. I really can't taste any of the alcohol, but there is a little bit of a tinge in there. Okay, it's becoming a little bit more prevalent now. Yeah, this would be better with carbonation, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. It really would be. Initial impressions, it's okay. That's about it. That's my initial impressions. I understand that alcohol having no carbonation is definitely a marketing gimmick, but this would be better with carbonation. The flavor of this would definitely be better with carbonation. It just, I've had like uncarbonated like sweet drinks before. Of course, Arizona, Arnold Palmer, Arizona sweet tea, stuff like that. Those aren't alcoholic beverages, but they're really good sweet, non-carbonated beverages. This tastes a little bit sweeter than not, but it's really, it's okay. The taste itself is pretty solid. Like, the flavor is solid. I'm not gonna lie. And the flavor, in my opinion, is very much that of a slightly citrus lemon taurine sort of flavor. It really does taste like Red Bull, frankly put. It really tastes like a flat Red Bull, in my opinion. And I don't mean that in a bad way, I mean that in the best way possible. It really does taste like a Red Bull, and you really can't taste any of the alcohol at all, which is not a bad thing. I realize not everybody wants to taste alcohol in their drink, and sometimes I don't either. Due to the fact that it tastes like Red Bull, though, but due to the fact that it has no carbonation, it just tastes like something is missing. Now, I don't say this very often. I don't usually say that I think alcohol needs more sugar. But I'm not gonna lie, to make this better, this needs more sugar. Whether it be fake sugar or real sugar, I don't care. It needs more sugar, and it needs to be more syrupy. I will absolutely say that. And that's not something you guys are going to catch me that's not something you guys are going to catch me saying very often. I normally am of the opinion that most alcohol is better with less sugar. That's normally my opinion. I'm not really one for super sugary alcoholic beverages. They mess me up. They give me a hangover. It's not my personal thing. Carbonation doesn't bother me. And I think carbonation is definitely a really solid way of exemplifying the flavor while covering up the alcohol itself. But due to the fact that this has no carbonation, it's relying entirely on the natural flavors and the little bit of sugar that is added to cover up the alcohol and to make the flavor what it is. And as said, the flavor itself is not bad. It tastes like taurine, citrus, lemon kind of thing. There's really no depth to the flavor. It's just easy to drink, but it just feels like something is missing. And it's just okay. It would be so much better if it was carbonated, and the main thing messing me up about this drink is that I can't shake the feeling that it's missing something. And that something is the carbonation. That something is the carbonation. And to make up for the lack of carbonation, I really do think Alcolo needs to be slightly more viscous. I honestly think, I hate to say this, I think it needs high fructose corn syrup. I'm not gonna lie. Like, this tastes more, like, I know the taste itself is that of a Red Bull-y sort of taste, but the texture of the drink, the mouthfeel of the drink, is more like a less viscous Arizona Arnold Palmer. And I think if they could up the viscosity, if they could up the sugar levels in this and make it where it has a texture like an Arizona Arnold Palmer, I think I'd like it a lot more. But it's hitting without a doubt. And there is a little bit of an alcohol sort of hit in the back of my throat. I'm definitely starting to feel a buzz as well. 8% is getting me good. But I got him. This is not something I'd buy again. It's not. I'm not minding drinking this right now, but that's about it. The taste itself is not bad. Like, the idea of the taste for this, I actually really like it. A sort of Red Bull-ish, sort of taurine, like lemon orange flavor, with a little bit of citrusiness going on and then a little bit of alcohol in the background. That's very much what the flavor of Alcolo is like. And the idea of the flavor is really solid. But the execution, I don't think is really all that great, frankly put. It either needs carbonation or it needs more sugar. Right now, it just tastes like flat Red Bull. Flat Red Bull that has been sitting out in the sun for too long, even though this was sitting in the freezer for about 2 hours before I made this video. It's okay. It's okay. I wouldn't define this as being something that I love. I don't mind it. If somebody handed me a can of this and said, hey, here's some free alcohol, y'all know I'd drink it because I love my free alcohol. But, it's interesting. It's unique. I'll give it that. I think the right way of describing Alcolo is that it's got a flavor of Red Bull with a little bit of alcohol, with the texture and mouthfeel of Arizona Arnold Palmer, except less sugary and less viscous. And I'd have to say that's the right way of describing Alcolo. I think with adjustment, Alcolo could become really good and something that I really enjoy. But for the moment, it's just okay. I wouldn't define it as being truly bad. I also wouldn't really define it as being good either. But just saying that Alcolo is okay is, I think, an accurate statement. Overpriced? Absolutely. Absolutely, Alcolo is overpriced. $20 for 8 cans, 12 fluid ounce cans. Like what, you can get like a 12-pack of Bud Light for cheaper than that. Granted, it's Bud Light, but it's still alcohol. Yeah. I think get a 40 for like $4 kind of thing. It really does taste like it needs carbonation. It really does. And I know the whole brand, their whole thing is no carbonation. It really tastes like it needs carbonation though, frankly put. It really does. Yeah. It's just okay. I've tried a couple different YouTuber alcohols so far, with this being the third one. I've tried grog from Cold Ones. I've tried Happy Dad seltzers from, I think that's Nelk Boys. I didn't do a video on that. I should in the future, though. And then now this, Alcolo from Whistling Diesel. Out of all the ones I've tried so far, grog is on top, then Happy Dad, and then Alcolo, frankly put. Yeah, I gotta admit, yeah, Alcolo, I think it's a good concept. I don't think it's a bad concept by any means. I think the idea of having an alcoholic beverage that tastes like an energy drink is a good concept. It's really interesting. I don't mind that one bit, and actually I kind of like it because I like the taste of energy drinks. I like the flavor of energy drinks, but this has no carbonation, and every energy drink has carbonation. And while yes, the mouthfeel of Alcolo is more similar to that of an Arizona Arnold Palmer and Arizona iced tea, it's not quite sugary enough to be to that level. It's not, the mouthfeel isn't viscous enough, it isn't syrupy enough. If they made the mouthfeel more viscous and syrupy, genuinely this would be better. If they added carbonation, genuinely this would be better. This would be better than Happy Dad if it had carbonation and a little bit more sweetness. It's a good concept, bad execution. That's kind of my opinion on Alcolo, I'll acknowledge. Yeah. Gotta figure out what I want to do with the rest of the cans I have. They're okay. Got a nice buzz going. Excuse me. But, yeah. I'm not impressed. Not my thing. Needs carbonation or it needs more sugar, frankly put. Crack open another one. Yeah, it's unique. I'll acknowledge, I really did want to give Alcolo the benefit of the doubt. I had heard mixed things online before I even purchased Alcolo. I did a little bit of research about it before I even purchased it, and I heard mixed things online, in all honesty. I wanted to give it the benefit of the doubt because I really enjoy WhistlinDiesel's content. WhistlinDiesel's content is fantastic stuff. It's like watching me play with Matchbox cars when I was 12 years old, except they're all real cars, and I'm now 25 watching somebody on YouTube do that. It's fantastic, and I love to see it. I really enjoy WhistlinDiesel's content. I really wanted to give Alcolo the benefit of the doubt. As said, good concept, bad execution, in my opinion. But if you're looking to try a new alcohol, unless you can get Alcolo in a single can, I wouldn't. Don't buy an 8-pack. Unless you specifically want no carbonation. If you like non-carbonated alcoholic beverages, that's a different story, of course. But for me, nah. Yeah, I gotta figure out what I'm doing with the rest of the stuff. After this second can, I don't know how much of it I'm really gonna want, in all honesty. The packaging looks good, the marketing is good, but this alcohol ain't it. My man, this alcohol ain't it. It's just okay. And the only reason I'm saying it's just okay, frankly put, is just because I think the idea is good, but the execution is bad. If I thought the if I thought the idea was bad as well, I would consider this a bad alcohol. It's not it's not enjoyable to drink. Not really to me. I don't really find this enjoyable to drink. It's okay. There's like sips where I'm like, yeah, it's solid. And then there's sips where I'm like, oh god, yo, that's gross. It's okay. I think that's really the best way to summarize my thoughts on Alcolo. It's just okay. What are my final thoughts on Alcolo? It's just okay. It's just okay. That's kind of my final thoughts in all honesty. And that's being nice. Rating-wise for Alcolo, it's going to get a 2 out of 4. 2 out of 4. That's my rating for Alcolo. For me, like grog, which is cold ones as alcohol, that's like a very solid 3 out of 4. For me, Happy Dad is like a 2 out of 4. But like a solid 2 out of 4. For me, Alcolo is like a mid to low 2 out of 4. Some people might enjoy it, but I don't. Alcolo is mid. It's mid. Yep, I said it. Alcolo is mid. I said it. It needs carbonation. It needs more sugar. I'm gonna go and grab myself a screenshot, another screenshot for the thumbnail of this video real quick, before I end the video and before I finish off the second Alcolo I have with me today. Figured I should probably grab myself another little bit of a screenshot before it gets too dark, as the sun is kind of going down in the background just a little bit. So let's do that real quick. Excuse me. But yeah, you know, it gets you a buzz. I'm buzzed. I'm chilling. It doesn't get any better when you're buzzed, though. Oh, man. 20 bucks. Alcolo is not only mid, it's also overpriced. If y'all were considering buying Alcolo, unless you're splitting the pack with friends just to try, don't buy it. If y'all really want to try Alcolo, don't have your expectations high. But let me tell y'all what Alcolo does make me want to do. It makes me want to go drive, that's for sure. No, it doesn't really. I just feel that way when drinking alcohol normally. I wanted to finish this off before I end the video, but dang. I think really my face says it all. I think really my face says it all, in all honesty. I've been making weird faces while I'm drinking Alcolo. And, yeah. It makes me burp too, but it's like not a satisfying burp because there's no carbonation. Well, glad I bought this for a video and not just for me to drink normally, I will acknowledge. All right, one thing I can say, one benefit of Alcolo I can say, one good thing about Alcolo I can say, it gets you damned buzzed. Damned buzzed, super buzzed. 8% alcohol, I mean, like, I'm used to like 6%. This is getting me heavy, heavy. God, that last... I want to finish this off. I hate wasting alcohol. I want to finish this off. I hate wasting alcohol so much. But I don't really want any more. I'm not gonna lie. I really don't. And this is one of those... it's Alcolo. I hate to say it. It's a beverage I'm willing to pour out, which is not a lot of beverages. Overall, if you want a non-carbonated alcohol... Overall, if you want a non-carbonated alcoholic beverage that tastes like Red Bull, well, Alcolo is the drink for you, if that's what you're going to enjoy. Other than that, yeah, 2 out of 4, mid. Just okay. It's... I hate to say it. Alcolo is exceedingly mid. It's just okay at its best, bad at its worst. Yeah. I think I've said everything I want to say for this video. I'm gonna go and end the video right here. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of Alcolo. If you guys have tried it before. Did you guys enjoy it? Did you guys not? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, make sure to like and subscribe for more content. I have my Instagram, my book, my merch, my P.O. Box, and my other channels all in the description down below. Go check them all out. Appreciate y'all stopping by. Appreciate y'all watching. Thank you so much for watching. To the next one, y'all. Stay safe in peace and have a great one. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying?